Ooh. Yep, we're back at it, guys. We got our Coke, and today we are talking about one of the most underrated knives for 2020. Let's get it. What's going on, guys? Welcome back to Everyday Minimalist. My name is Brandon, and today we are looking at a very underrated knife. This is going to be the Viper Katla, and this is a Jesper Voxnäs design. Guys, I have a lot to say about this thing, and it is probably in my top 10 favorite knives of all time. Now, before we get into it, one of my good friends, MB Wild on Instagram, recommended me to check out this knife. I read through all of his other posts and reviews, and I had to get my hands on the Katla. So if you guys can, go follow him on Instagram. I'll leave a link in the description below, or you can just search him on Instagram, MB Wild, and you guys will be able to find him. Not to mention his photography skills are amazing. 10 out of 10 would recommend. So let's go ahead and dive right into the Katla. I picked mine up at Blade HQ. It was about 179 bucks, but I've seen them as low as 150. So do your research if you're looking for one. So let's give you guys some quick specs. The overall length is about 7.8 inches. The blade length, you're looking at about 3.12 inches. The close length, you're looking at about 4.5 inches. And you're looking at a total of about 4.2 ounces in weight. As you can tell, we did go with the green canvas micarta version. In terms of blade specs, you're looking at Bowler M390 blade, still very similar to like 20 CV. It's got a Tanto blade shape, which actually kind of looks like a hybrid between a drop point / Tanto, but you still get this edge here. And it's got a stonewash finish with a flat grind. Looking at the non-show side of the knife, you've got this nice deep carry titanium pocket clip. There's going to be a bronze backspacer and then bronze pivots, and this guy does operate off of bearings. In terms of deployment, you've got this flipper tab. You've also got these two thumb studs, which you can either use a standard thumb flip, or if you wanted to do a Spidey flick, that's no problem as well. The locking mechanism is going to be a liner lock, and it is very, very smooth. So now that we've got all the technical specs put away, let's talk about the positives and negatives of this knife. Negatives first. The first thing that kind of pops in my mind is going to be the billboarding that they've put on the blade. The Viper branding is just kind of obnoxious. I wish they went with a smaller logo or just no branding at all on the blade. On the backside, it's not that big of an issue, so you've got the M390 blade still etched there, and also the Vox logo. So the second thing on the list would be the action of this knife when it was brand new. So with a lot of high tolerance Italian knives or European knives, you gotta let the knife break in, which I really didn't know that, to be honest with you guys. So I kind of freaked out a little bit, and the knife just kind of felt a lot more gritty on deployment, and then also kind of like sticky in that sense. At that point, I reached out to my boy MB on Instagram, and he just said, go ahead and use a can of air and blow out the liner lock bar there where the detent ball sits. So I went ahead and took a can of air and kind of just dusted off the lock bar, which solved it there for a little bit. However, it did start sticking again. At that point, I was like, okay, screw it. I'm just gonna go ahead and take it apart, apply some lube and then also some grease to the pivot and see how that works. Which after I did that, it completely solved everything. This knife is fantastic. So basically, those are the only two gripes I have about it. Let's go ahead and jump into the positives, which there are a ton. The first positive I wanted to address is the pocket clip. Oh my god, guys, this pocket clip is to die for. The reason being is because it's a deep carry pocket clip. It's made of titanium, but when it comes to the tension, it's actually really easy to slip in and out of my pockets. Again, guys, I wear a lot of athletic shorts and sweat shorts. It kind of makes a big difference for me. If a pocket clip doesn't actually work comfortably, I kind of already don't like the knife. Whereas this guy, the moment I slipped it in the pocket, it was just absolutely flawless. Next thing I wanted to get into is going to be the actual deployment of this knife. So like I said before, when I first got the knife, it was really good at first, and then it kind of started locking up and stuff like that. After maintenancing the knife, this thing feels absolutely like butter. And I don't know if I can portray that over here on video, but this thing is just so good. I've got, you know, the flipper tab, which you can deploy and use, and it's just absolutely smooth. It doesn't take a ton of pressure. Detent feels really good. You've also got the thumb studs for either the rear or the front, so you can spidey flick it. You can also just do your standard thumb flick. It just feels amazing and robust. That's one thing that I haven't felt in a liner lock just yet, is when it actually fires out, it just feels really, really solid. This is the best action that I've ever experienced on a liner lock, and that's saying quite a bit. Especially comparing this to the Benchmade Tengu, that was kind of on the throne when it came to like a flipper liner lock type of setup in terms of action, but this guy just has it completely beat out. After that, I wanted to talk about the ergonomics. So again, I went with the green canvas micarta. It actually looks a little bit more tan than green, but nonetheless, this thing feels amazing in the hand. So the canvas micarta, it just has this really good texture and grip. And then next up would be this blade choil here. It just feels really, really good. You can really choke up. Or if you want to, you can use it in a standard format and it feels comfortable as well. And again, guys, I wear a large glove size. So if you guys wear anywhere between a medium to extra large glove size, I think this will fit your hands pretty well. So this is a huge debate if you should get a frame lock or a liner lock. Myself personally, I was a frame lock guy, you know, with like the Sebenza. But this knife has kind of won me over for liner locks. It just feels so good. The detent is perfect. It just works flawlessly every single time. So my conclusion is, with this knife, it is going to be a fantastic purchase. Viper doesn't do a ton of marketing here in the US, and I think it deserves its limelight. It's got amazing scales. You've got Bowler M390 blade steel. You've got a titanium pocket clip. You've got a forward blade choil that makes it so you can really choke up, and it's got a really unique blade shape itself. On top of that, it's a Vox design, so I absolutely love anything from Vox. It's just amazing. This will be perfect for you if you've got a medium to large glove size, if your budget ranges anywhere between 150 to 200 bucks, and if you're looking to beat down on a knife, this is going to be the guy to go for. Besides that, guys, there is the Viper Katla, the most underrated knife of 2020. Thank you guys so much for dropping by. If you enjoyed this content, go ahead, throw me a thumbs up. If you disliked it, throw me a thumbs down, and I promise to you I will do better next time. You guys have an awesome day, and we'll catch you on the next one. Peace out.